Hi there. I'm Tony, and this is Fluent English Café. If you've ever struggled to describe your day in English without sounding like a robot, you're in the right place. I'm going to speak slowly and clearly so you can understand every word. Today, we're going to talk about something that seems simple but causes so much stress: how to talk about your daily routine in English naturally. Many people think they need advanced vocabulary or perfect grammar to describe their day, but that's not true. You don't need fancy words. You don't need complex sentences. You don't need to sound like a textbook. What you need are simple, natural phrases. Phrases that real people use. Phrases that fit into your daily life. Steps that help you feel more comfortable, more natural, and more confident talking about what you actually do every day. So let's begin. Let's start with a simple question. Why is talking about your day so hard? Many students tell me, "Tony, when someone asks about my day, my mind goes blank. I don't know what to say. My day was boring. I just worked and came home." And I always say, your day doesn't need to be exciting. You just need to describe it naturally. The problem isn't your day. The problem is that you're trying to translate from your language into English word by word, and it sounds stiff. So, how do we fix this? Let me give you 5 simple and powerful ways to talk about your daily routine in English, in your real life, wherever you are. Tip number 1. Stop listing actions like a robot. This is the biggest mistake. Most learners describe their morning like this: I wake up, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast, I go to work. Grammatically, it's correct, but does it sound natural? No, it sounds like a checklist. So, how do we make it sound better? We add small, natural details. Instead of, I wake up at 7, say, I usually get up pretty early, around 6:30. I make coffee first thing. I can't function without it. Then I check my phone while I drink it. That sounds like a real person talking, not a language exercise. This is what natural English sounds like. It's relaxed, it's personal, it's real. Tip number 2. Use frequency words to sound more natural. Words like usually, always, sometimes, often, and rarely make your English sound so much better. Why? Because they show that your routine isn't rigid. Life changes. Some days are different. These words go before your main verb. For example, I usually start work around 9. I sometimes skip breakfast when I'm running late. I rarely stay late at the office. These small words make a huge difference. They soften your sentences. They make you sound more conversational. So start using them today. In every sentence about your routine, try to add one frequency word. It will change how natural you sound. Tip number 3, learn how to answer, "How was your day?" without panicking. This question stresses people out. They think, my day was boring. What do I say? But here's the secret. You don't need an exciting day to give a good answer. You just need to give a general feeling and maybe one small detail. For example, it was pretty busy. We had a lot of meetings. Or, not bad, just a normal day, really. Or, honestly, kind of tiring. I'm glad to be home. These are simple, honest, and completely acceptable answers. You're not describing every single hour of your day, you're just giving an impression. And if the other person wants more details, they'll ask. You can add more then. But the initial answer, keep it simple, keep it real. Tip number 4, understand when to use present tense and when to use past tense. This confuses so many learners, but it's actually very simple. If you're talking about what you do every day, your general routine, use present tense. I wake up at 7. I take the bus to work. I have lunch around noon. But if you're talking about what happened today or yesterday, specific events, use past tense. I woke up late this morning. I took a taxi to work. I had lunch with a colleague. The context tells you which one to use. It's not complicated. Just ask yourself, am I describing my routine, or am I describing what actually happened? Routine equals present tense. Specific day equals past tense. That's it. Tip number 5, use English to describe your life as you live it. Here's something very important. If you want to get better at talking about your day, you need to practice in real time. What do I mean by that? I mean describing what you're doing as you do it. When you wake up, think or say out loud in English, I'm waking up, it's early, I'm still tired. When you make breakfast, think or say, I'm making coffee, I'm putting bread in the toaster. When you're at work, think, I'm in a meeting, I'm checking my emails, I'm working on a report. This is called self-talk, and it's one of the most powerful techniques for building fluency. You're training your brain to think directly in English, no translation, no delay. And the best part? You can do this anywhere, in your head or out loud. No one else needs to hear you. It's private practice that builds real confidence. Even if you do this for just 5 minutes a day, while brushing your teeth, while walking to work, while making dinner, you will improve. Your brain will start to connect English words with real actions. It becomes automatic. So start today. Right now, describe what you're doing. I'm listening to this podcast. I'm learning about daily routines. That's it. You're practicing. Now, let me give you some bonus tips for sounding even more natural. First, use connecting words. Native speakers don't speak in short, separate sentences. They connect their thoughts. Instead of saying, I woke up, I made coffee, I checked my phone, say, I woke up, made some coffee, and then checked my phone. Words like and, so, but, then, and after that make your English flow better. Second, don't be afraid to be honest. If your day was boring, say so. Not much happened today, honestly. Just worked and came home. That's a perfectly good answer. You don't need to invent excitement. Third, remember that conversation is not a performance. You don't need perfect grammar. You need to communicate. If you say, yesterday I go to work, instead of yesterday I went to work, the other person still understands. Yes, it's a mistake, But it's not the end of the world. Keep speaking, keep practicing. You'll get better. The more you speak, even imperfectly, the more confident you become. Okay, let me summarize everything we covered today. Stop listing actions like a robot. Add natural details. Use frequency words like usually, sometimes, and often. Answer, "How was your day?" with a simple feeling and one detail. Use present tense for routines and past tense for specific events. And practice self-talk. Describe your life as you live it. These 5 tips will transform how you talk about your daily routine in English. You don't need to memorize scripts. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need to practice describing your real life in simple, natural English. And here's the secret. The more you do this, the easier it gets. At first, it might feel awkward. You might stumble over words. That's normal. But if you keep practicing, even just a few minutes every day, your brain starts to work differently. English stops being something you translate. It becomes something you just speak. And that's when real fluency begins. So remember, make English part of your daily life. Describe what you see, what you do, what you feel. Let it be in your thoughts, your actions, your routine. When you do this, English will not feel like homework. It will feel like something you live with. And that's when everything changes. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for taking the time to improve your English. Remember, you don't need a perfect day or perfect words. You just need to start speaking. Be real, be consistent, and trust yourself. See you next time.